Okay, we're live.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our regular meeting of council, meeting number 13. And I'd like to welcome all residents who are viewing via FaceTime or YouTube. So we'll move right on into the into the agenda. And first of all, we have the adoption of the agendas and the minutes. So the first one will be the adoption of the meeting agenda for August the 17th, 2021. Do we have a mover?
So moved.
Councillor Hillier, seconded by Councillor Tilley. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary-minded, motion is carried. And then we have the adoption of the meeting minutes of July the 13th, 2021. Do we have a mover?
So moved.
Councillor Uden, second. Councillor Butler. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary-minded, motion is carried. Excuse me. Business arising from the previous minutes. I don't see or hear anything. Is there anything there from council? Hearing none, we'll move on. There's no visitors, presentations, and petitions. So we'll go directly into new business, and I'll call upon Councillor Uden to lead off on that one.
Yes, thank you, Deputy Mayor Murphy. Just a few things. I was unable to attend. I guess the shovel or sod turning of the library, and I just want to pass along. You know, that was a long project in the making, and I know the local library board and the provincial libraries board and staff have worked incredibly hard to bring it to fruition, and it's really good to see. It's an investment by the provincial government in our community, and it's something that will probably be a center point in a community thing. And I really think that, though, there's a lot of people out there that don't necessarily know what a library is in 2021. And I think it's great to see in Conception Bay South, and it's a place for STEM activities, it's a place for computers, libraries lend instruments, and they do all kinds of things that is not viewed upon by traditionally. I know Councillor Hillier toured the Halifax Library and some others, and in terms of preparation for what we would have, and I think it's going to be a really good building. The second, I guess, point I'd like to make is just to pass along my condolences to the Kelly family on the passing of what I consider a Conception Bay South legend in terms of a volunteer in our community. I know Councillor Tilley will speak to it in more depth, but I just wanted to offer my personal condolences. And I don't want to steal your thunder, Deputy Mayor, but all I'll say, it's been a complete pleasure to serve with you over the last 8 years, and you certainly brought a lot to the table, and you contributed greatly in your role as Deputy Mayor, and have done a very admirable job. And you and your family and the community certainly thanks you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Uden. I really appreciate that. Thank you. We'll move on to Councillor Gerard Tilley.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I just want to pass along a congratulations to local residents, Kieran and the KO, from Musically Inclined, just up the street from my house, actually. They are the winners for the Consumer Choice Award for the best music school for the St. John's Metro region. And this is the third year in a row. So kudos out to those two fine folks for the work they do in their business here in CBS. As well as Councillor Uden just alluded to, CBS lost a patriarch to the community the past couple of days with Mr. Jerry Kelly. And of course, I've personally known Jerry my whole life, and he certainly be missed by the community. And he was a great volunteer in both provincially, municipally, and even nationally. So I just want to touch on a few things that he was involved with. Jerry was involved with the Holy Spirit Minor Hockey Association, which of course now involves the CBS Minor Hockey Association. He was a representative of the Canada Games mission staff and very much more. He's often been recognized as Coach of the Year, has been inducted into the Conception Bay South Sports Hall of Fame, as well as the Hockey Newfoundland and Labrador Hall of Fame. And he's also been recognized as a lifetime member of Hockey Newfoundland and Labrador. Jerry has been awarded many distinctions, such as the top recruit for the 57th Platoon of the Queen's Own Rifle of Canada and Citizen of the Year by the Consultation Bay South Lions Club. Jerry has been active in the local Knights of Columbus and with the Royal Canadian Legion, particularly Branch 50 here in Kelligrews, for very many years. And he served as the chairman of the Poppy campaign and an awarded Legionnaire of the Year by Branch 50. In 2020, he received the 50-year pin from the Royal Canadian Legion, and he has also served as a member of the Conception Bay South Monument of Honor, as well as Canadian Peacekeeping Veterans Association. I had the opportunity to speak to Jerry's son Arnold at the funeral home this afternoon, and we passed down our condolences, and of course we said that he'll, as people know as well, that we decided to name the War Room at the new CBS Arena in memory of Jerry. Of course, we had planned on having a little presentation in September, and we're hoping that Jerry is going to be there. But I certainly reassured Mr. Kelly Arnold, his son, that we'd certainly be continuing on with that in September, and the family is definitely looking forward to being a part of that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Tilly. For sure, I can echo exactly what you said about Mr. Kelly. Next, Councillor Rex Hillier.
Yes, Your Worship. We will all feel the loss, I guess, of Mr. Kelly. I won't try to add anything to what Councillor Tilly just said. Just to say, as I said in the past, that Conception Bay South is a better place because of people like Jerry Kelly. Going back to Councillor Uden and the library, yeah, this has been ongoing for a long time, and I know the local library board are really excited. They started their chat at the opening with a big wahoo, and it was an indication of how excited they are about this. And we want this building, as Councillor Uden said, not just a place where we store books. This will be a centerpiece in the community, social centerpiece, an educational centerpiece within the community. And if anyone would like to have a look at what the building's going to look like, they can check out the animation on our Facebook page of actually what the building will look like on the inside. Councillor Tilly talked about musically inclined. I intended to congratulate them as well, but also I'd like to congratulate Alison Kirby. Alison Kirby won the John Drinkwater Award for Coach of the Year provincially this year, and Alison's involved in gymnastics, and she's had some very successful athletes in the past year. So I just want to pass along our congratulations to Alison. Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you very much, Councillor Hillier. We'll move on now to Councillor Darren Bent.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Just to tag on to Councillor Hillier's remarks about Alison Kirby, she is also a great volunteer in the soccer community here in our town, as well as her leading role in gymnastics, which is incredible, really, the accomplishments. So it's congratulations to Alison Kirby. And I too just want to take a moment to just offer condolences to Jerry Kelly's family. I mean, what can you say about Jerry Kelly? There's not very many of them. The epitomizes community builder, and you know, he's the definition of giving back and being involved and helping others. So condolences to them, and a great loss for our community. I also wanted to note another resident that's passed away just recently, and John Lewis, and I think that the councillors will remember John from his work with other residents to help us improve safety on Fowler's Road at the top and so forth. And he was always concerned about the safety of the people that use the road around his home up there. And he just passed away this past week, and condolences to his wife of 57 years, Erica, and their son, David. John was a true gentleman and a fellow that also was concerned about his community and the people around him, and a longtime member of the Legion, of course. Also, I want to note that I had the pleasure of bringing greetings on behalf of the town at Topsail Beach this past weekend to the Try the Tickle event. And for those of you who don't know what that is, the Canadian Mental Health Association Newfoundland Labrador branch holds a Swim the Tickle event annually, but hasn't been able to do it last year and this year. A lot of that having to do with COVID, of course. And then some weather conditions as well. But they usually swim from Portugal Cove to Bell Island. But this year, and like last year, they used Topsail Beach as the venue to hold a shortened version, a 1 kilometer swim. I believe it was 21 swimmers took part in it. And of course, they're raising awareness and money and so forth for the mental health organization, and to help raise awareness of mental health issues and trying to end the stigma, which we have all echoed in the past as something that we're all concerned about. And of course, they're also raising awareness about the different types and facets of mental health and how they affect people throughout our community. And it's a great event. They had a lot of fun down there. MHA for Topsail Paradise, Paul Dim was also on hand. And I want to send out a big thank you to the CBS Lions Club, who were there assisting. They had the refreshments and I guess the treats afterwards for everyone that took part. So it was a great event. I just want to talk about something else that's come up quite a bit in the past little while. Many residents have reached out to me to look into it, and that is, of course, what seems to be an increasing, illegal, I guess, is one of the words you could use, but it's certainly not allowed, the use of dirt bikes and ATVs on the walking trailway through the community, certainly in the Chamberlains through Long Pond area, and even further west than that. There's been a lot of concern about that lately, and we're going to reach out to the RNC and our enforcement and try to curb that. But for safety reasons, there's people out there, families out there, young children walking, and they're not expecting motorized vehicles to be coming along the trailway.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be there anyway. And of course, we don't want to see anybody injured in this situation. And we encourage people, owners and families that have these vehicles, to make sure that they stay where they're properly to be used, and not on that trailway, just for the safety of it. And of course, speeding, it seems to be that the better the weather is, the faster everyone goes. And of course, that's a concern for all areas of the town. And we as a council have spent a fair bit of money on traffic calming over the past 4 years, and we'll likely have to continue to do so, which is unfortunate. We're using tax dollars to try to slow down taxpayers, and it's too bad we have to spend the money to do that, but we have to do it for safety reasons. But I would just ask everybody to just be mindful where they are and watch their speed, and try to stay within the boundaries of the speed limits in your area. And they vary throughout the town. On town roads, it's 40 in most places. Some it's 30 around recreational areas. And of course, on the main road, it's a little different depending on where you are, provincially guided as well. And just a final note, sidewalk installation completed up in the Ward 1 in the Topsail Elementary. So it went from Monument Road up to the post office there. That's completed. And I'm hoping we can continue with more sidewalk work up there next year, but that'll be for a new council to work on. And of course, the program to put sidewalks in school zones is something embraced by this council over the past 4 years. And I think it's made a difference, and it's helped people get safely back and forth in those areas. But there are other areas that cry out for sidewalks, and I think it's something we all have to take a look at in the future. Thank you, Deputy. Appreciate the time.
Thank you very much, Councillor Bent. We'll move on now to Councillor Christine Butler.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I too would like to pass along my condolences to the Kelly family. Mr. Kelly certainly will long be remembered as one of the best in Conception Bay South for all the years of his volunteerism and everything he was involved with. Also, congrats to Kerry Kao, Musically Inclined, on their recent award, as alluded to by Councillor Chile earlier this evening. And a couple of notes on how happy I am to be back out attending town functions. I was at the Family Fun Day there last week, and it was great to see so many families out enjoying the afternoon. Beautiful weather and fantastic music. And also, I wanted to let people know that the Seniors Barbecue is coming up on August 25th, and it's going to be from 1 to 3 at Sergeant Ned's Field. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone there, and residents must pre-register by calling 834-6500, extension 621. Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you very much, Councillor Butler. And finally, or lastly but not least, Councillor Junior Bursey.
Yes, Your Worship, a couple of things to say. First of all, I'd like to pass my condolences on to Jerry Kelly family as any family. He will be sadly missed around the area. Just a couple things, Your Worship. The Sunset Yoga. Our Sunset Yoga event took place on August 11th, 2021 at Worsley Park. This a yoga class was held by Sisters in Fitness. This event added 26 pre-registered participants. Special thanks to the Sisters in Fitness for donating the services for this event. Some of the upcoming events, Your Worship, the staff are planning a family-friendly jungle safari event on August 20th to the 22nd, 2021. This event will take place in partnership with the Mangles River and will consist of bringing the zoo to you. Residents will be asked to walk the Mangles River Trail and spot as many pictures of zoo animals as they can while taking selfies with animals. They will be asked to send their photos and prize winners will be picked. The event will unfold over the duration of the weekend and will adhere to the public health guidelines. And the second thing, Your Worship, the dog walk. On August 23rd, 2021, staff are planning a dog walk event. Residents will be asked to pre-register and take their dog for community dog walk and play date. This event will start at the Conception Bay South Arena and end at the Sergeant Ned's Nugent Field Dog Park. Visit the town's website for further information on registration, and special thanks to our sponsors for this event, Andy's Pet Town. And then this is Your Worship for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Bursey. I'd like to conclude with new business with a couple of items. First of all, I too as well attended the sod turning ceremony for the new Conception Bay South Library, and I have to agree with my colleagues. It's been a long time coming. It's going to be a very beautiful facility and a welcome addition to our community. I also like to mention as well that sidewalk installation is taking place in Ward 4 in the area of the Kiwanis Club, Legion Road, and up along the area of Upper Gully's school, which is great for the children that are going to be hanging around the Kiwanis playground facility and, of course, Upper Gully's Elementary. So that in itself has been a while coming as well. Excuse me. Finally, I'd like to mention, for the benefit of the residents, I'd just like to take this opportunity to announce that I will not be seeking re-election in the upcoming municipal election. Reasons being, a couple of reasons actually. To be quite truthful, I had a bit of a scare medically over the winter, and my wife had a similar scare the winter before that. So it's sort of a little bit of an eye-opener for both of us. So we've decided we're going to step back, take it easy, and let someone else do this very important work. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor to serve on council for 8 years. And I wish each and every person who puts their name on the ballot all the best in the upcoming election. And I'll save the rest for probably the last meeting. There are a few people I'd like to thank individually, so I'll leave that till then. But again, it's been a pleasure for me. I've been humbled and privileged to be able to sit on council for 8 years. Okay, so we will move on into the regular agenda. And first of all, we have the recommendations of the Planning and Development Committee. Councillor Rex Hillier is the chair. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, Your Worship, these are recommendations of our meeting held on August 10th, 2021. First of all, 15 Jungle Place. Recommendation, be it so resolved that $750 inspection deposit paid in respect of application number 2020-025 for a single family dwelling at 15 Jungle Place be forfeited to the town in consideration that the dwelling was occupied prior to issuance of an occupancy permit. So moved.
It's been moved. Do we have a seconder? Councillor Butler. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary-minded? Motion is carried.
Number 2, 717 April's Lane, 135, 137 Seal Cove Road. Recommendation, be it so resolved that subject to payment of processing fees and deposits, the town undertake initial public and stakeholder consultation for proposed amendments to the municipal plan and development regulations that would have the effect of rezoning property at 717 April's Lane and 135 to 137 Seal Cove Road to residential medium density to accommodate development of a residential subdivision at the noted property. So moved.
Second.
You're on mute, Your Worship.
You're on mute, Your Worship.
Well, probably that's the way I should be. Okay, I'm sorry about that. We have a seconder, Councillor Bent, and any discussion?
Yes, Your Worship, this is an application for rezoning of that property, and it's part of the process we work our way through, and we'll see this come back to council for approval as it works its way through various stages.
Thank you, Councillor Hillier. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favour?
Aye.
Contrary-minded? Motion is carried.
Number 3, 16A Rubin's Lane. Be it so resolved that in accordance with section 5.16 of the town's development regulations, application number 2021-27 received on July 22nd, 2021 for development of 4 residential lots at 16A Rubin's Lane be refused as the property does not front onto a public road constructed to town standards. So moved.
It's been moved. Do we have a seconder, please?
Second.
Councillor Bursey. Any more discussion? Hearing none. All in favour?
Aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded? Motion is carried.
Your Worship, number 4, 25 Danick Place. We're going to waive that this evening and take it back to committee for some further review.
Very good. Carry on, sir.
And number 5 is our blanket statement. Be it so resolved that the decisions and recommendations made at the Planning and Development Committee meeting on August 10th, 2021 be accepted as presented. So moved.
It's been moved. Do we have a seconder, please? Councillor
Second.
Bent. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favour?
Aye.
Contrary-minded? Motion is carried. Okay, next is the recommendations of the Engineering and Public Works Committee, and the chair is Councillor Gerard Tilley.
Thank you, Worship. The following are a presentation of our recommendations of our meeting held on August 10th, 2021. The first is an approval to award the Community Park Phase 2. Recommendation, be it so resolved that approval be given to award Community Park Phase 2 to Eastern Contracting Limited for the bid price of $2,789,773.50, including HST. Funds to be taken from the capital project account. So moved.
It's been moved. Do we have a seconder?
Second that motion.
Seconded by Councillor Junior Bursey. Any discussion?
Yes, Your Worship. Of course, as everyone knows, the first phase of our community park was already started down behind the Dominion store, and of course, just to let the general public know that phase 2 consists of a major part of the work that's going to be going on down there. It deals with all the civil work, grading, underground work, electrical, anything to do with our change rooms, all the, I guess, the special gadget stuff that we need for our splash bed and our ice rink, compressors, that kind of stuff, lighting, and of course, I'll just a host of different other things for the park. So this project is certainly going to be the apple for the town once it's completed. So we certainly look forward to the work starting on that. And I believe they're down there working on it this week as we speak.
Very good, Councillor Tilley. Any more discussion? Hearing none. All in favour?
Aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded? Motion is carried.
And the second one is an approval to enter into an agreement and tender phase 47 surface course recommendation. Be it so resolved that approval be given to enter a prime consultant agreement with May Design Limited for the approximate cost of $28,606.66 plus HST, funds to be taken from the capital project account. And further, be it so resolved that approval be given to proceed to public tender for phase 47 surface course project. So moved.
We have a move. It's been moved. Do I have a seconder, please? Councillor Uden. Any discussion?
Yes, Your Worship. This is tender work for the second lift of asphalt for the phase 47 work that we done on Seal Cove Road. So we hope to get that paving work done by the end of the paving season this year.
That's welcome news, of course, for the people of Kerry, because that road really deteriorated. And I guess it was
It did.
in part because of when it was laid, the original course was laid, it was almost a dead of winter before we got through it. So good stuff. Any more discussion?
Good news.
Say again?
Very good news. You know, I know when we initially did it, we only put one course, and it's good to see council come back and solidifying the road with a second course.
Yes, for sure. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded, motion is carried.
Number 3, approval to tender for Mills Road upgrade. Recommendation is be it so resolved that approval is given to tender the Mills Road upgrade project. So moved.
It's been moved. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second.
Councillor Butler seconds that. Any discussion?
Yes, Your Worship, this council has made it a commitment to make sure that all of our, I guess, our major our major arteries in and out of the town received the necessary upgrades to handle the traffic. And so, of course, this is, I believe, the last one. And we're certainly in the process of getting that tender out, and hopefully we'll get that work done in the very near future.
Thank you. Is there any more discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded? Motion is carried.
Number 4 is the ratification of purchase order number 2021-0418. And this has to do with an emergency repair to, I believe, some impellers at one of our lift stations. So be it so resolved that approval be given to Sampson Equipment Limited to ratify purchase order number 2021-0496. Okay, that's different than the ratifications.
Looks like a typo or something there.
Yeah.
Maybe the Director of Public Works could
Okay.
clarify.
Jennifer, I'm assuming that's probably a typo, is it? I just want to make sure before I read out the recommendation.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll
so
go with
we'll
the first number.
yeah, we'll make sure that that one is corrected. So be it so resolved that approval be given to Sampson Equipment Limited to ratify purchase order number 2021-0418 in amount of $10,566.87 plus HSD. Funds to be taken from the so noted account. So moved.
It's been moved. Do we have a seconder?
Second that.
Councillor Hillier, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded, motion is carried.
And number 5 is the approval to dispose of one 2007 Cat backhoe unit 250. Of course, this is just a standard replacement for our vehicle fleet. And of course, this backhoe has done yeoman service for the past 14 years in the town. So it's time for it to head to another pasture. The recommendation be it so resolved that approval be given to dispose of the 2007 Cat backhoe unit 250. So moved.
Moved. Do we have a seconder?
Second, yeah.
Second.
Councillor Butler, any discussion? Maybe I'll bid on that and replace my two 1963 backhoe I got up in the country. That's a new one to me. Anyway, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Contrary-minded, motion is carried.
And Your Worship, finally is the Engineering Public Works Committee meeting. Before I get to the blanket recommendation, I just want to touch on a few things that we talked about at our meeting. Under our capital projects, it was announced here earlier on. Library groundwork has commenced. Anchorage Road paving, it's ongoing. I believe they're down there paving as we speak. Wastewater treatment plant study has been completed. Lift station upgrades are ongoing, and our district water meters have been completed and installed. Our 2021 street rehabilitation project has been completed. Our 2000 traffic calming has been completed as well with the installation of speed cushions, raised rapid flashing beacons and feedback signs. They've been installed throughout different areas in the town where the traffic calming required. Our 2020 street upgrading has been completed. And of course, as was mentioned in a couple of areas already, our 2021 sidewalks work is currently ongoing. I believe it's finished up in the Topsail area. finished in Kelligrews, and they are currently somewhere around Scotts Road North and eventually going to end up as far as Andrews Road. The Steady Water Brook stormwater upgrades work is ongoing. Tender will go out later this year for completion in the summer of 2022. Traffic lights for Perrins and Easton's Road. Public Works Department is finalizing design and looking at the estimates and tender documents. As well, our Public Works we had a request from a resident to look at a real-time water quality monitoring program. So our Public Works Department is currently reviewing that, and we should have something to say with that in the future. And I believe that is just about all that we discussed at that committee meeting. So just bear for a second. My computer locked up while I was talking. And I'll get to the blanket recommendation. I should know that off by heart now after 7 years. Be it so resolved that the recommendations and decisions made at the Engineering and Public Works Committee meeting of August 10, 2021 be accepted as presented. So moved.
It's been moved. Second. Councillor Bent. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Counter-minded, motion is carried. Thank you very much, Councillor Tilley.
Thank you.
Next, we have the recommendations of the Recreational Leisure Services Committee. Chair is Councillor Junior Bursey.
The issue works by I have one recommendation in the blanket one coming out of our meeting on August 10th. Approval for limited call for bids purchase and delivery of one 2021 or newer tractor pulled ice resurfacer. Be it so resolved, approval be to award limited calls for bids for purchase and delivery of one 2021 or newer tractor pulled ice resurfacer to Sanders Equipment Limited at a cost of $14,500 plus HST. Monies are available for this expense in the department's operating budget. So moved.
It's been moved. Do we have a seconder, please? Councillor Hillier. Any discussion?
Yes, Your Worship. Yes, Your Worship. This accessory attachment will provide ice cleaning and maintenance at the ice rink at the new community park. That's it, Your Worship. Did everybody hear that, or did I get locked up? I can't hear nothing now.
Can you hear now, Junior?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, we heard that.
Okay.
Very good.
Thanks.
Okay.
And Your Worship, the blanket recommendation, be it so resolved that the recommendations and decisions made at the Recreational Leisure Service meeting of August 10th, 2021 be accepted as presented. So moved.
It's been moved. Do we have a seconder, please?
Second.
Councillor Bent. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Contrary-minded, motion is carried. Okay, I'm going to ask Councillor Darren Bent to take the recommendations of the Financial and Administrative Services Committee.
Thank you, Deputy. The first recommendation that I have from the committee is forwarded from our Committee of the Whole meeting number 13. So 2020 audited financial statements, and the recommendation is be it so resolved that the town accept and present the audit report as completed by Grant Thornton Chartered Accountants. This document is hereby tabled for public review, and a copy shall be forwarded to the Minister of the Department of Municipal and Provincial Affairs, indicating the completion of our audited statement for the fiscal year 2020. So moved.
It's been moved. Do we have a seconder?
Second. Yeah.
Councillor Butler. Any discussion?
Just, we had a meeting earlier the week just to go over any of the key items in this audited report. The audited report was signed off on by the Chartered Accountants as they have done annually as a good and complete document, and pleased to be able to have this document offered to the public once we get it finalized.
Very good. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary-minded, motion is carried.
Next, Deputy, this comes from the meetings held on August 10th of this year. Accounts payable check register, be it so resolved that approval be given to pay accounts payable checks totaling $1,021,892.20. So moved.
It's been moved. Do we have a seconder, please? Councillor
second.
Bursey. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favour?
Aye.
Contrary-minded, motion is carried.
Next, Deputy, is the ratification of manual checks previously released. Be it so resolved that approval be given to ratify the payment of manual checks previously released totaling $458,999.66. So moved.
It's been moved. Do we have a seconder, please?
Second that.
Councillor Bursey. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favour?
Aye.
Contrary-minded, motion is carried.
Next, Deputy, the ratification of direct payments previously released. Be it so resolved that approval be given to ratify direct payments previously released totaling $440,630.16. So moved.
It's been moved. Do we have a seconder, please? Councillor Tilley. Any discussion? All in favour?
Aye.
Contrary-minded, motion is carried. I'm going to have to declare a conflict of interest on item number 4 as one of the payees is family business. So I will ask Councillor Uden to take the chair of the meeting while I step out into the waiting room.
All right, capital invoices. I believe the deputy mayor has family member that has Eric Taylor, so he stepped out. Capital invoices, Councillor Bent.
So the recommendation is be it so resolved that approval be given to pay capital invoices totaling $2,388,237.19 as follows. And I'm not sure what the public can see, but the library SNC Lavalin is to receive $14,670.84 for design engineering services for the new library build, as well with the library, $9,848.60 to relocate Eastlink fiber to facilitate the construction of the building. And then the community park, there's 4 items, and I'm not sure if someone can indicate for me, are these capital invoices available to the public? Can they see these now while I'm reading them, or should I continue to go through them individually?
We don't usually, but they will be published in our minutes.
Okay, well, that'll take a couple of weeks or more, so I'm just gonna.
Councillor Ben.
Yep.
They were on the agenda.
They are on the agenda, okay. So the next 4 are regarding the community park, and for anybody that wants to see all of these to the dollar, they can go to the agenda that's published on the town's website, I believe. And just to note, the 4 for the community park, supply and installation of rubber surfacing for the playground, the swing set. Also for the installation of some additional rubber surfacing for different areas of the park. And those are listed there in the amounts. I just wanted to just go down through a couple of them here. Barishaw repair, $121,972.31. That's breakwater repair and upgrade. The public tender facilitated by FAN Consulting. And also with Barishaw repair, $197,009.38 breakwater repair upgrade. And again, the tender facilitated by AFN Consulting. Those are some of the big ones. Of course, Lawrence Pond Road Phase 2, $90,963.83 road upgrading and paving as per the public tendering. And a few more items there. Anchorage Road upgrade. Of course, we're doing the street upgrading on Anchorage Road. That's $156,319.61. And then the 2020 streets money is in here as well. Street upgrading and paving, $504,650.98. And there's 2 sets of those in there that are being paid through this. And the 2021 street rehabilitation street paving as per public tender 2103 is $366,666.35 for a total of $2,388,237.19. And I believe I've moved that and it's been seconded. So you can go.
No, we haven't had a seconder. So moved by Councillor Bent, seconded by
Second.
Councillor Tilley. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against, motion carried. Can we get the Deputy Mayor back? But yeah, Councillor Bent, we're certainly involved with a lot of projects in the town, and these are progressing those along. So it's really good to see.
Yeah, and a lot of those, of course, are joint funding projects with the provincial government and some with the federal as well.
Yep.
Tax and other receivable adjustments. Deputy, I'll move on to number 5 now, if you're ready to go.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Be it so resolved that approval be given to adjust tax and other receivable accounts as follows, and they're listed there, a number of them. And of course, a lot of these adjustments come with the closure of business partway through a tax year. So they're listed there, I believe, on the agenda. So moved.
It's been moved. Do we have a seconder?
Second that.
Councillor Bursey, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Counter-minded, motion is carried.
Number 6, Deputy, is library approval to proceed to construction, something that, as noted by many councillors tonight, is something long awaited. Be it so resolved that approval be given to the construction manager, RCS Construction, to proceed with library construction as total project cost is within the approved funding of $4 million. So moved.
It's been moved. Do we have a seconder?
Second that.
Any discussion?
I just want to note, Deputy, I know others have spoken to this already about the sod turning that took place a week or so ago, but this is one of those projects where we have partnered with the Provincial Libraries Board through the provincial government for the construction of this $4 million building that we're recouping the full cost of it through the lease agreement with the Libraries Board and the provincial government. Fantastic partnership there that puts a state-of-the-art resource center. I like to call it a resource center instead of a library, but puts a state-of-the-art resource center right here in our community, right in the heart of the community. And at the end of the day, we'll have the facility. It'll be paid for by the Libraries Board in the province, and we'll do the maintenance and have it offered to our members of our town through the Libraries Board and their management of the building. So I think it's a fantastic project.
It is so, no question. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Counter-minded, motion is carried.
And just finally, Deputy, Financial and Administrative Services Committee report recommendation be it so resolved that the recommendations, decisions made at the Financial and Administrative Services Committee meeting of August 10th, 2021 be accepted as presented. So moved.
It's been moved. Do we have a seconder? Councillor Hillier.
And
Any discussion? Go ahead.
And just to note, Deputy, you're sitting in the big chair tonight, but normally you'd be sitting in this chair as Deputy Mayor, be chair of the Finance and Administrative Committee. And knowing that you're not offering up again this fall, you have a couple of more meetings left, and I hope you can make those. But just want to say thank you for your work over the past 4 years. It's been great working with you as a councillor for the past 6 years and as Deputy Mayor, and leading this committee as you should be as Deputy Mayor. Thank you for your work.
You're quite welcome, sir. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Counter-minded, motion is carried.
Thank you,
Okay, then we have the recommendations of the Economic Development and Tourism Committee, and the chair is normally Councillor Cheryl Davis. I'm not sure. Are you bringing it? Yes. Okay, Christine. Councillor Christine Butler is going to bring forward the committee report for economic development.
Thank
Your
you,
worship.
Deputy Mayor. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
Councillor Butler, before you start, I'm going to ask you to put a penny box for the first one. I work at the department providing the funding, so I'm going to declare a conflict.
Okay then.
Okay, go ahead, Councillor Butler. Councillor Eunice now.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Presentation of recommendations of the Economic and Development Tourism Committee meeting held on August 5th, 2021. Number 1, Northeast Avalon Wayfinding Signing Project, Phase 2. Recommendation. Be so resolved that approval be given to ratify the contribution agreement with the Provincial Department of Industry, Energy, and Technology for the Regional Wayfinding Signage Project for funding of $18,250, which constitutes approximately 25% of project costs. So moved.
It's been moved. Do we have a seconder, please? Councillor Tilly. Discussion.
Yes, I have a little bit of background. I believe you're going to continue on after myself with some more information. In 2017, the government of Newfoundland and Labrador created regional destination development plans. Conception Bay South is part of the Northeast Avalon Destination Development Plan. One of the action items of the plan was to see a useful and comprehensive regional wayfinding system developed for the Northeast Avalon with common design and relevant content, including directions, distances, and attractions, in order to enhance the out-of-province visitor experience. Phase 2 of regional wayfinding on the Northeast Avalon took the form of a pilot project involving 2 municipalities. The deliverables for this project included a signage template that settled sign design, concepts, and costing, and a signage location plan for each community. During fall 2020, the town of Conception Bay South agreed to lead the progress towards a funding application on behalf of the group of 11 municipalities. As further discussions with funders continued in December 2020, and after the template was finalized for the pilot project, it was determined that the first step for the group of municipalities to work towards a regional wayfinding system was a necessary component of location planning for each community. The location plans will outline a multi-year implementation strategy for the placement of signage throughout the town that will link our existing tourism and recreation facilities, assisting residents, visitors, and tourists to navigate our community safely and with confidence. And I believe, Deputy Mayor, you have something to add to that.
Yeah, I just got a couple of notes here, Councillor Butler. Conception Bay South is very happy to lead the logistics of the Northeast Avalon Regional Wayfinding Signage Project. This is another excellent example of an effective and meaningful regional relationship. 11 municipalities on the Northeast Avalon have formed a regional partnership to develop a wayfinding signage plan for each participating municipality to enhance the connectivity of existing tourism assets and enhance the visitor experience. This plan will recommend signage locations for the municipalities based on a regional template, providing residents and visitors a simplified, consistent wayfinding system. The municipalities participating in the project are Conception Bay South, Mount Pearl, Paradise, Torbay, Wabana, Petty Harbour, Maddox Cove, Pooch Cove, Witless Bay, Holyrood, Bay Bulls, and Balleen. A major component of this initiative is public consultation. Track Consulting Incorporated has been retained to work with municipalities, and in doing so, they will facilitate targeted tourism stakeholder sessions and administer public surveys to collect community feedback. The surveys will be specific to each municipality, and both residents and visitors are encouraged to complete the surveys. While we will complete the Conception Bay survey as a resident, we can also complete surveys for other municipalities in which we visit. The more input that can be gathered by completion of the short surveys, the more effective the signage location plans will be. All surveys will be available on the regional signage project page of our website starting tomorrow, and will be there until September the 6th, 2021. So again, it's a very good example of regional cooperation and, you know, all the municipalities getting together for the same purpose. So we welcome that for sure. Is there any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
All right.
Contrary-minded, motion is carried.
And we'll continue on. Number 2 recommendation, community garden. Oh, we forgot Councillor Kirkuden, did we?
I'm back.
Oh, he's
You're back?
back.
Oh, sorry about that. Number 2, community garden, neighborhood garden, Ocean Glen. Recommendation, be so resolved that approval be given for the establishment of a neighborhood community garden in the Ocean Glen subdivision as a pilot project, as per the attached memorandum of understanding. So moved.
It's been moved. Do we have a seconder?
Second that.
Councillor Bursey seconds. Any discussion?
Yes, dear Deputy Mayor. The neighborhood community garden concept is another layer in the community gardening model. The establishment of several neighborhood gardens around the community is the next goal of the Community Garden Committee. The neighborhood gardens are intended to be led by subcommittees of local residents within the neighborhood and allows for more of the community to have accessible intergenerational spaces to garden and have access to fresh food within walking distance. Following consultation that occurred over the last number of months, the committee recommending approval of a space to establish a neighborhood garden as a pilot project on a temporary basis within the Ocean Glen subdivision. We are looking forward to working with the Community Garden Committee on this venture. That's it, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you very much. Any further discussion?
Yeah, just
All those-
quickly, I know there were some concerns with the neighboring properties, and I think the committee's taken a really good approach here to pilot it and see how it goes, and hopefully those concerns are not founded, and everybody can see it as an asset for our community.
Thank you, Councillor.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay, is there any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded, the motion is carried.
And the third and last blanket recommendation, be it so resolved that the recommendations and decisions made at the Economic Development and Tourism Committee meeting of August 5th, 2021 be accepted as presented. So moved.
It's been moved. Do we have a seconder, please?
Second.
Councillor Bursey. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion is carried. I don't think there are any other committee reports. I want to apologize. During the new business, I had intended to as well express my condolences to the Kelly family. A little bit different for me. I mean, Mr. Kelly, Jerry comes from a very, very large family that grew up on Topsail Hill, and I grew up on Topsail Hill as well, alongside the Kelly family. Got to know each and every single one of them very, very well. We were neighbours, and I mean, Jerry. There's no doubt Jerry was an icon in this community, not only for his sports involvement, but also his involvement with the Royal Canadian Legion and the veterans. And so my deepest condolences go out to the Kelly family, from the Murphy family, might say. And I think that's about it. Starting next meeting, we get back on the regular schedule. We have 2 meetings left before we all say goodbye. So we'll see you all then. I would like to thank the public for joining us this evening. And I'd like to also thank staff and council for being here as well. So on that note, I will entertain a meeting to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Hillier, seconded by Councillor Christine Butler. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion is carried. Have a good evening, everyone. Take care.
Take care.